Nerd dance.
Nerd dance.
Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers!
Cheers. Oh wait, I have empty. No, I have empty. You can't put glass
How
down
are you-
until I have...
How are you empty already?
No, because I haven't started yet.
It's
Okay.
the end of Christmas
Ah,
Day.
Like, yeah, it's fast.
cheers.
Woo!
Cheers. Oh, that needs to be mixed.
Whoa. Ah.
Oh, that really needs to be mixed.
First,
Or else I just put way too much, too much brandy.
too much. I don't understand this.
You drinking eggnog?
I am drinking eggnog.
That's
Ooh.
that's actually eggnog is good stuff. Yeah,
It's for reals. It's for realsies stuff.
yeah. Excellent. So how did
Yeah.
you just got eggnog and added brandy to it, or
I did.
awesome?
Wow,
I got,
that's pretty cool.
I got eggnog from the Trader Joe's.
Awesome.
Ooh,
'Cause
Noggy
they
Joe's,
have it. Noggy Joe's.
Trader Nog,
Joey Nogs. Trader Nog.
Trader Nog.
Trader Nog. But I have to stir it, and I don't have a spoon, so I'm using, a knife,
No. As you do.
as you do.
Is it a food knife?
Yes, it's a food.
Okay. Okay, just checking.
I generally use this for apples and peanut butter up here.
Yeah, okay. No,
What are you talking about, Carlin? Every knife is a food knife.
it's like late in 2020. We just wanted to pick in, are you using food knives?
That is it's actually a very valid
Yeah,
question of me, because
any of us.
Everything is food.
we'll get into there. Yeah, anything's food if you try hard enough. Like what's
What I've learned from our cat is
Those things are food one.
yeah, it's food once.
I mean, okay, wait. Let me
For a
count
minute.
how many knives I have here. What's our joke? We have a joke.
What do you get when you have 3 hydrogen monoxide molecules? Ho, ho, ho. It's better in text, I think.
I think you can pull up a decent ho 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 there, Todd.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. It reminds me. That always reminds me of the movie horror. Like it barely deserves to be called a movie. Santa's Slay, SLAY,
Nice.
with what's his name, Goldberg, the wrestler guy. And he's like evil Santa, and he runs around killing everybody. He walks into a strip club and says, "Ho ho hos."
That's good.
It's-
Yeah, I'll have to watch that. What do you say, Carlin?
There is not even there are no worlds in which it is a good movie, unless you're just looking for really, really, really bad Santa one-liners. It's full of them. Full of horrible Santa one-liners. So
I made Todd watch a movie with Santa in it last night.
oh yeah.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
What was it?
So growing up, we had a VCR and we had a handful of VHS tapes. And one of the tapes that we could just pop in the VCR at any time was this one called Babes in Toyland. I think it's since been renamed as March of the Wooden Soldiers. And it'd been decades since I had seen it. And my sister mentioned that they had found it just by searching for it on the Roku, but it's also available on Amazon Prime, which we found out later. And Todd had never seen it. And I was like, okay, I don't know if your opinion of me as a human being is going to change after you see this movie, but this was a formative movie of my childhood. I've seen it 1,000 times, in 1 year. So
He Yeah, 1934. It's just
Yeah.
I don't watch movies from that long ago.
Yeah. So it's from 1934, but this was like and so tell the good folks of the internet about this movie from the.
All right, so it stars Laurel and Hardy, but they're kind of bit players. Like they're not really the main protagonist or antagonist. Which I guess the main protagonist would be Little Bo Peep, I guess.
Yeah.
and the antagonist is Mr. Grady, or whatever his name is. Girardi. Barnaby. That's it. And it's basically there's this magical place called Toyland where all these nursery rhyme characters live, including the three pigs and.
Doesn't it have like what's her name? As Little Bo Peep. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
I didn't recognize anybody else in there except for Laurel and Hardy, which they did all their Laurel and Hardy stuff, and they were tenants of the old woman in a shoe house, and she was getting essentially kicked out because Mr. Barnaby was the owner of the house or something, and so. What's that?
He had the mortgage.
Yeah, he had the mortgage. Yeah, no, it's like a fever dream. They ended up in like the caves underneath Toyland where these like boogeymen live, and yeah, it's just it makes no sense, but it's amazing and it's hilarious, and I recommend anybody watch it because it's for free. You can get it like in many places for free.
I think one could easily write a PhD on this movie.
Yeah. And it was really interesting from sort of a film history point of view to me, because it has a bunch of really cutting edge special effects for almost 100 years ago. Like it's got a bunch of just like practical effects, like the old woman in a shoe that's a physical prop that you can get up on. They've got the little pigs that are actually pig looking people with like latex masks or something, and lots of other like magical things in the world that are essentially done with like stuff on wires or whatever, but it's filmed such that you don't really see any of that. It's like
a multiple exposure scene.
Yeah, a couple of multiple exposure stuff, a couple of rear projection things that was really, really well done. And I was like, wow, that's good job, random comedy movie. It wasn't like what are these other big movies from back then, like a Cecil B. DeMille movie or something.
So one of the things that both Liz and I did, like, we're totally oblivious to, is there's this proto Tom and Jerry scenario going on with a guy in a cat costume and this like mouse creature that looks kind of like a proto Mickey Mouse, to be totally honest. And having watched this since childhood, you just sort of don't really think about how they're doing it. And Todd pointed out immediately, and I was like, "Oh, you're right. I have never put this together. That the proto Mickey Mouse mouse character is a monkey in a mouse suit." It's insane, and that they trained this monkey to do all of these all these things.
At one point, the monkey breaks into the toy store, steals the toy dirigible and a bunch of bombs, and then proceeds to fly around Toyland, dropping bombs on the boogeymen.
Yeah. He's a little trained monkey.
And it's like, what? What the hell?
I apparently need to see this.
It's really insane. And so they've tried to do remakes over the year. But I can't imagine any of them were particularly successsul.
I don't know. I want to see the 1986 one with Keanu Reeves.
Okay. Maybe, but because it's just so intrinsic to the 30s, where you have a older woman with lodgers being like about to be supplanted by this mean man who holds the mortgage. Like there's just there's terror of the other, like the boogeymen who live outside of the civilization, Like there's just like there's so much about the 30s that's like very much of the 30s in the narrative of this that I can't imagine. Yeah, that's it. That it stands up well to remake, because there's just so much that would need to be recontextualized in a way that doesn't make sense with modern lenses. Yeah. Anyway.
Yep. Yeah.
Hi. Welcome to Deep Fried Neurons.
Yeah.
That was the intro.
Yeah. So, Barb, you're drinking eggnog with brandy. What are you drinking, Todd?
I am drinking another example, not a case, a instance of a glass. One might call it a glass of this Irish whiskey called Writer's Tears.
Instantiated.
An instantiation. Yes, this is the class. This is the object. Ha ha! Programmer whiskey jokes. Yes, it's a very good Irish whiskey. I'm gonna finish it off tonight. I've only got like one little like shot left, and hey, Adele's here.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh man, what are you drinking, Carlin?
I am also, like you, Barb, drinking something in a mug with brandy.
Nice.
But instead of eggnog, because we don't have eggnog, it is coffee with 2 different dairy alternatives and cardamom and nutmeg.
What makes a nog a nog?
I don't know what makes a nog, but I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Naga Ferengi in Deep Space Nine?
I don't know. I figured that Carlin would be the person to ask though, because she would be able to find it.
I tend to. There's some food stuff I don't always over-examine, because ever since I learned what was in pumpkin pie and like how bad it was for you, it sort of like ruined it for me. So they're just
Shut up.
Not hearing it.
Pumpkin pie is healthy. It's got pumpkin in it. It's mostly vegetable.
Exactly. And so
Here's how we feel about this.
problem. So eggnog is one of those things I do not want to examine.
I just want to know the why. Like, what's a nog?
What's a nog? Are there other nogs than eggnog?
I felt like, I kind of felt like Seinfeld right there.
It's referred to as a milk punch.
That sounds really gross.
Is that anything like an octopus punch?
You have to explain me well. You have to explain that.
We'll get to that one. We'll get to that. Continue. A milk
Spoilers.
punch. Spoilers, sweetie.
But okay, so today we weren't gonna do the usual. I suckered Barb and Todd into. In my family, we have a tradition of doing stockings. It's been a while since I've gotten to have a stocking, but our way of doing stockings was partially my mom would go to the like drugstore or grocery store or whatever and get stuff that we were gonna need anyway. A lot of the stuff in our stockings would end up being like maybe more interesting versions than we would usually have, because she would go to the fancy drugstore. But a lot of it was just sort of like, once we got a little too old for toys, we had stockings for like way too long. It was mostly like drugstore items and things like that. So and we do things for existing. And so a lot of these things are just like really mundane things that honestly, if they disappeared, our lives would be so much worse. And yet since they're so quotidian and they're just like mundane, we don't usually elevate them to the idea of like, well, this is a gift. And so I wanted us to do our thanks for existing stockings, and they agreed. And
I don't know how mundane these things are.
So
mundane-ish.
mundane.
Mine are pretty mundane.
Mundane-ish. Mine aren't like mundane. Like I didn't get my toothbrush.
Oh, but toothbrush, man, they are like nuts. Okay, anyway.
Toothbrushes are nuts.
A toothbrush, like anyway.
Toothbrushes are amazing. Is there a toothbrush in your? How do we do this? Because this is not our usual.
I think we each take our box or stocking or whatever, and we reach in and we grab something, and then we talk about it, and we keep going in a circle until we run out of time.
Oh, okay, so like one thing at a time, and
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that then. Who wants to go first?
Carlin.
It was your thing. You start us off.
Okay.
Yeah. Play us in.
Okay. Actually, I think I might know what this is. Oh,
Sorry.
playing us in. No, that's great.
Playing us in.
Okay. Oh, this is like a perfect classic stocking stuffer. And I am so thankful for it existing. Batteries.
I can see those being in stockings because of like when you're a kid, so many things would take batteries.
Yeah, and we would get the batteries that we were going to need for the toys later in the stocking. And
well, true.
Yeah. So batteries are really exciting. Chemical control of electricity was one of our first ways that we were able to control electricity. When you think of like Leyden jars and Volta inventing the battery, so they're thought of as like this modern thing because like the new formulations really are. But their portable chemical control of electricity was one of the few ways we had electricity before the grid and all of that. And so it was pretty radical in the 20th century when people moved off the cord into battery control things, and yet batteries were first before the electrical grid. And there's a really great show called Shock and Awe, The Story of Electricity, that a lot of people here already heard me talk about. And it's a really great way about the early days of electricity, and it makes you appreciate batteries even more. So batteries are pretty amazing. Thank you.
They are.
Thank you.
Thanks for existing, batteries.
Thanks for existing.
That's shocking.
I'm sorry. It's not a 9-volt, so I can't lick it.
Hey, wait, where'd Carlin go?
I don't know, but here I have my Christmas stocking.
Whoa, those are nice.
Christmas clog. I'm told Carlin said that clogs are like a French Christmas thing.
Yes. No. So Christmas is like invented by Coca-Cola. Like it's not like a really like the Santa Claus thing. So the festival of Saint Nicholas, which is actually on December 6th for the French, they use clogs. Okay. Sock.
Well, so I grabbed a clog because why not put a dirty shoe on your desk?
Hey.
My first thanks for existing is pencil erasers.
Oh, those are cool.
Like just the eraser, not like a pencil on it, but like the retractable erasers. Because these work so much better than any of the erasers that live on the end of your pencils. These are so much better.
Plus, they don't get dirty because you can retract them.
I know. And there's so much, look how much eraser there is. You're not running out of this.
Plus, you can go la 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 la.
You can pretend like it's a lightsaber.
See, that's great. Yeah. I'm there for this. I need to get one of these.
Oh no, you need to get like a 3-pack and have them lit. I have these living in all of the places where I might need an eraser. Because at some point I was like, this is a thing that it's worth getting a multi-pack of, just so that you have it around. Because this is the best kind of eraser that there is. So,
what do you know what that kind of do you know what kind of eraser it is?
This particular one is a Pentel Click Eraser.
Yay! Food
That
song.
was the magic word of the day, apparently.
Yeah, you win.
Modern erasers are made out of like a vinyl instead of a rubber.
See, this is
You
this
win
is,
a pen with 2 caps.
and no erasers.
Watch out! Carlin's gonna do live cooking.
Oh goodness. Okay.
It's the live Carlin cooking show.
Okay. Do you want to show us your first thing, or are we going to pay
Yes,
attention?
yes.
To
I'm gonna show my first thing.
Okay.
All right. So my first thing, is this instant coffee. This is like just one brand. It's called Mount Hagen, but there are many kinds. This is just one I like. And so I was telling Carlin, give me a microwave in a men's room, and I can make a decent cup of coffee. Like for the water in the men's room, in the sink. But these are great because you can stash them in your like laptop bag, and they take up minimal space. All you need is hot water. You can like ask for if you're on a flight, you can ask for the flight attendant for like some hot water to make tea, and then just make yourself coffee. And this is like known good coffee, and also good when your coffee maker breaks, which we've had happen. This is emergency coffee. So thank you, magical process that makes a cup of coffee fit into a tiny straw paper thingy.
I love it. Todd has this phrase that I've used as well, but it's like a really good, like known good. This sort of like it is a troubleshooting. It's like a troubleshooting like thing. This is a known good cable. This is like a known good like setup. Like take the known good, and so I think it's a beautiful thing that you have that kind of relationship to coffee. Known good coffee. Like this is like,
it's reliable. It won't steer you wrong. All right. C, you're up. Oh man, our initials together are CBT, just like cognitive behavioral therapy.
Where's my
book?
book?
More whiskey.
Oh God, I wish I had my book right here so I could be like, boom, CBT book.
All right, Carlin, what you got in your stocking?
I'm grateful for CBT. Actually, that's the thing I did back in my. It's really great.
Okay, what do we got? She wrapped it up.
How else would it be a surprise?
She packed her stocking before the show. It was hilarious.
How else is it going to be a surprise aside from you packing it and just pulling it out of the thing?
But I don't know. I don't know when I'm like rooting around in there. I have more than 5 things in there, and so I don't know which 5 things I'm going to do.
Oh my gosh. Talk to us about toothpaste, Carlin.
All right. I am so glad to be in my 40s and to have teeth. Okay, you know what I mean? This is not a thing.
Not a given thing.
This was not a given thing. Like having teeth in your 40s was like not likely for like most of humanity like existence. And so, thank you, fucking toothpaste. Like, what the heck? I mean,
go fluoride.
It's fluoride, like the discovery of fluoride is connected to that, and like putting fluoride in water. That's another reason why we have teeth in our mouth. Like innovations. It's really cool that they've actually now started to invent when you get a filling sometime in the next 20 years, instead of like typical filling stuff, it's going to be something that your tooth will regrow calcium onto. Like UCLA is one of the places that's
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so like right now you have to get your fillings replaced like every X number amount of time, and you won't need to get them replaced anymore. Like they're just gosh, toothpaste and like modern dental hygiene. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm not like perfect at it. I don't remember to brush my teeth. Now that I have to wear a mouth guard because I'm like grinding my teeth, I do. But man, getting your mouth clean and like not and having teeth. Wow.
Having teeth? What?
Thank you. Thank you, environmental hygiene. It means I can still eat apples and carrots and all these other things.
Yeah.
Lots of gratitude. Lots of gratitude.
Cool. Carlin is very happy for teeth.
Teeth. Oh my god.
Teeth. Thanks for existing.
If you're a wild animal and you lose your teeth, you're dead. Like, that's just it. And so the ability for human beings to survive without teeth is an example of community, like the fact that we're willing to like take care of our community members who've lost their teeth potentially, is in our elderly. Okay. Anyway, there's a whole other toothpaste, fluoride.
There you go.
Good toothpaste. Yeah. I like that it's an open bottle, open tube of toothpaste too.
Oh, we full on just like snagged stuff from wherever. Okay, so my next one was kind of a joke earlier, but it's really not a joke. And that like all of the knives. I really only I really just grabbed this one in particular, this little egg retracting knife, because it just like
nice.
it's like a little
Mm-hmm.
and it's easy to close, and this goes in your pocket, and it's like exceedingly easy and quick to have a very like a safe little thing to open things. But then I love knives. And so I have all of the knives, including, a knife to stir your eggnog with up here, and a carving knife, and a cardboard knife, and several craft knives.
I love the idea of a cardboard knife. Like we have some now, because of you.
Yeah.
And it's just I haven't had much of a chance to use them. But so amazing. Yeah, there it is.
You're in a lab for me. That's very nice.
Use it, try it, play with it. It is the wonderfuls.
The wonderfuls.
I used it actually to cut some cardboard for the yard to use around plants. It was really like hugely helpful for that.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes. And I think the fact that we can acquire so easily hardened steel for cutting, just like at a whim, like and it's like it's amazing. Like we've been watching this show that's sort of a guilty pleasure. What is it called, Ty?
It's so silly. It's called Forged in Fire. It's like one of these history channel shows. It's been on cable TV forever, it seems, and they have it on Netflix now.
It's nuts, and it's these like four guys who just typically four guys. There've only been like 2 or 3 women that we've seen on this show, but it's blacksmiths who like show up and have to like make a blade, and it's nuts, and it's.
I want to be able to do that.
Yeah. So like,
and it's sort of applied chemistry of the knife.
It's like all these knives, and like wow, like we've seen how like much of a pain in the ass it is to make a knife. So it's kind of neat that just like.
And they're so wonderful.
I love knives.
I love knives. Nice.
All right. So my thing here, Russell. My thing is a half-used roll of tape. This is no normal tape. This is 3M VHB tape, and VHB tape is sort of like foam tape that actually is awesome. And so let me just show you. So this stuff it comes in a bunch of different widths and colors and strengths, whatever. But I'm just going to cut off this little bitty bit. I'm going to put it to the bottom of my glass. I'm going to take off the little piece. And like this stuff is really strong. and so
You're
It's a
required to
really-
drink it like that for the rest of the show.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, unfortunately, I think the bottom of my glass is kind of dirty. But let's see here. Oh, yes.
Don't spill it.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's not like it's spilled liquid on my computer or something. But unlike foam tape, which leaves like crappy residue on both sides of the thing and then like tears apart, this stuff never tears apart. It also forms a really nice conformal coating. Conformal mating between two surfaces that are almost but not exactly parallel. And what else? And you can remove it pretty easily by just like spritzing it with some cold spray. So like, turn a can of compressor upside down and spritz it, and it becomes hard, and you can just like pop it off. So yeah, I use this all the time. It's my kind of preferred double-sided tape when I'm not doing something that needs double-sided like Scotch tape. But yeah, so adhesives in general, I'm a big fan of tape. I've got lots of different kinds of tape. I should show you my tape collection that's around the corner here. But this is my go-to tape for double-sided stuff.
This is not the same tape, but it is foam tape.
Oh yes, yeah. I think for paper stuff, foam tape's pretty great. But when you're trying to like, attach a PCB to a little enclosure or something, I think foam tape is not so good for that. So yeah, that's me.
Adhesives, man.
Adhesives.
Thanks for
The
existing.
magic.
Adhesives.
Thanks for existing, adhesives.
I have those here too.
Right. Okay.
She's got like a legit stocking.
She does, yes.
Yeah.
Carlin's legit this way.
Actually, it's even more cloying than that. I don't think she actually made this, but my dad's wife put my name on it.
Is it Carlin or Carly?
Well, they call me Carly. I will never get them to not call me Carly. They call me.
I'm not the pop star that sings "Call Me Maybe."
Or Anna.
You'd think you'd know this by now, Todd. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, she's mysterious.
How? Okay, this is like two things in one. This is like how satisfying are metal tape measures. You can just like do this all the time. It's like a musical instrument. So I really love the Power Lock metal tape reels.
Yeah.
There are so many reasons, and one of them is this noise.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do it again. And also, again, the whole kind of like the knife thing, like easily accessible metrology, like the fact that like it's so easy just to get a thing that has markings on it that are right per inches is pretty extraordinary. And that they're cheap, and that it's like the steel. There's like actually a pretty high quality steel in here going on, and they're just so clever. And this one is particularly satisfying because it's like it's palmable,
hand-sized.
Yeah, it's little and yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really satisfying. It's only 10 feet though, so we do have a bigger one. But yeah, there's something just so.
I like having him in the kitchen because when they say cut it into 1/4-inch cubes, I can go, okay, I got this.
It's good.
There's my other one. Yeah.
It's just the combination of just like accessible measurement, and you can take it with you anywhere, and it's just such a clever mechanism. These real, Springfield tape measures are so satisfying.
Oh, and what I really enjoy about a lot of these is when they have a sharpener in it, a pencil sharpener.
Oh, cool.
Fascinating! Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a freaking pencil sharpener on this one.
That's perfect for carpentry.
Yeah. And I mean, if you get like really into this, like seeing like all of the like little quirks of these things, like all of the like the facts that there is a scribe built into the bottom of these, that the measurement of the width of it is generally written on most tape measures, that the little wiggleness in this is intentional and is so you can measure the outside and the in from the inside accurately. And that like there's that little hole so you can hook it onto like a screw or something and make, make circles. Sorry. I'm sorry. I took over yours.
No, but this is like, it's an example of a high quality. Thanks for existing. And it's sort of like, they're just sort of around. And they're so, I don't know. Actually, though, this is one of the things that's in there that I'm not sure it's underappreciated. I think a lot of people like appreciate how wonderful these are. But they're pretty cool. Ooh, The Origin of Precision by Machine.
Yeah. So there's this YouTube channel who only posts every once in a while, but a while back he posted a series of essentially how do we know if something is a certain size or a certain flatness, and like asking for like humanity, like how did we come across, how do we figure it out? And so he goes through sort of the story of how we figured this out, of like how do you make something that's very flat? Because once you have something that's very flat, you can make something that's like right angle to that very flat, and so on and so, because you can make another thing that's very flat. Anyway, yeah. So I highly recommend watching a couple of these videos. They're pretty low budget. It's basically like a guy with like some Sharpies and like later he gets and like does some CAD, I think, but he's mostly a machinist, and I think he was trying to understand for himself of like, I've got these things that say they measure millimeters. How do I know that that's actually a millimeter?
Yeah.
and so for a lot of these instruments, they actually have a chain of trust that you can follow it back to the official kilogram that's in the basement in Paris somewhere, or the official meter that's in the basement in Paris back when we measured things by
the word precision and the difference between precision and accuracy. Precision is actually about reproducibility, and reproducibility is the essence of science. Because if you can't reproduce and engineering, because if you can't reproduce exactly what the person's done, then you can't verify it. You can't do things. And so accurate measurement available to everyone is sort of a democratization of science, a democratization of engineering. Like you can't follow someone else's plan if you can't measure it. I mean, there are ways to do it in like some old cookbooks. It's like the temperature is like, your oven should be hot enough that you can leave your hand in it for 3 seconds. Like, there's like
I can do it.
weird things that until you had shared measurements that were reproducible, aren't possible until we have a shared measurement language.
That's great. So since women have a higher pain threshold, all the rest of it, all the things made by women work out, all things made by men don't work out, or something. Like, oh, it's too hot.
Okay. I have to. This is hilarious, and nobody's going to believe we didn't plan any of this at this point, because Todd shows us tape. Carlin shows us a tape measure.
Oh.
This was my next thing.
Well done, Barb. Well done.
Measuring tape. Tape with inches on it.
I love it.
That's hilarious. Well done.
I have been
amazing.
I know. I'm just like, I know, right? Okay. initially I was like, this is the best thing ever just because of the pun, if not for the fact that, like I can make anything into a measuring tape with measuring tape.
Yes.
With measuring tape, and then you do measuring tape, and then I just boom, drop the mic.
Boom.
That's awesome. All right. Good night, everyone.
No one will believe that wasn't planned, but that
Oh my
was
God, it's nuts. I love it. I love it.
oh yes. I have several kinds. I love tape that has that, and to the point where like I like put it on the edge of my computer.
Oh, that's really
anything
smart.
where I can kind of build in. So like if I'm looking at something or I'm talking about something and it's like, okay, this is 2 inches square, I can just
Love
right
it.
there. I love the idea of a tattoo that has measurements on it, but I don't know. I have to get just the right thing, and then you're also you have the problem of your skin is not precise and won't be precise. Yeah, I have rules about how long I have to wait before I can get a tattoo with an idea.
Interesting. Yeah, I have one tattoo. I can guarantee it's not the same size it was when I got it.
Because of the inflationary model of the universe?
Yes. Yes. It's the inflationary model of the universe as opposed to my personal pocket universe that is inflating. So, Barbie, you also know how to make a ruler out of a piece of paper.
I almost brought it up, but yeah, no, you can make. Should I show y'all's? It's so easy.
Do you have
Just
a
like-
tutorial for that online somewhere? I think.
There are a number of ways of doing this. Oh, come on. I need just like a piece of paper. Okay. Straight up piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. If you fold it to be, like from a corner so that it makes 8.5 by 8.5 square. I am doing a really bad job of folding this right now because I'm doing it fast. This distance here is very close to, if not exactly, 12 inches. 12 inches. It's like less than a 16, it's like less than
That's awesome.
like a 16th over or something.
Yeah.
But you could get better because you can actually get the real measurements on here without an actual ruler. Because you could cut this off. You could fold this in half and have your 6. You fold that in half and have your 3s and your 9s. You could do like the weird kind of tweak it around to get your 1 inch thing. However, you can also take this extra rectangle that you have, fold that to be a triangle so that you have a square here. Take this edge, fold it up to this point. Like that. Open that up again. This distance right here is 1 inch.
Yeah, that's
Again,
awesome.
Just barely off 1 inch, but close enough for, anything that you want to do that's like it's 1 inch. It's 1 inch.
Wow, that's great.
So then you take that and then mark it along there, and that's how you can get a 1 foot long ruler without a ruler. It's just
That's amazing.
8.5 by 11
That's amazing.
paper.
Boom.
Boom.
I think therefore we should have like an honorary thankful for paper, like normal printer paper being so regular in dimension. It's like, what the hell? It's like it's never not what it's never not 8.5 by 11 to like some very high tolerance,
Yeah. The other like The other nice thing of doing anything with just like a straight up square of paper is being able to make a make yourself a compass, make some kind of protractor or something that just has that has 60, that has 90 and 30 and 45 and some others just really easily to hand.
Nice.
All of those on the same thing. Again, without any kind of other measuring tools.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So my next thing is something very mundane after this awesomeness, and it's generic Claritin. So I have allergies now, especially now we have a cat. And the fact that you can get like a bottle of like, what the hell is this? 365 of these for like $8 or whatever. And I have them in like pretty much all the every room, like both bathrooms and the bedroom, whatever, in my laptop bag. And so, yeah, thank you, generic Claritin. That's so damn cheap that each pill is not precious. Each pill is not precious. So, yeah.
Sort of dying.
Yeah.
Nice.
Makes life actually livable sometimes. How about you, Carlin?
Yeah, let's take what's. Oh,
Is it a toy?
This is also interestingly enough, also a medicine cabinet type thing, except for we usually keep it in the kitchen drawer. It's a new skin.
Oh.
What is it?
Liquid skin.
Liquid skin.
Liquid shin.
Oh my God.
Liquid shin.
We were talking about.
Oh, I'm getting old. I can't.
Come on, Carlin.
Fluoride. It's great. You can just like put it. So I get a lot of.
It's
injuries.
basically crazy glue.
Right now, I have a lot of injuries on my hand from doing gardening, and you can just like put it on, and it heals it. More importantly, I tend to burn myself regularly while cooking. And when you put it on, I don't know if you're supposed to do this. When you put it on, like the blister never happens, the pain never happens. It's just like never happens, and that's amazing to me, because second-degree burns are horrifying, and I would get them on a regular basis cooking if we didn't have this, and so it's made using the oven a lot less scary. And it makes it. I actually discovered this years ago. I thought I was going to be a surfer, and actually learned how to surf. And it's actually an amazing sport. But then I moved to Southern California, and it sucks here, so never again. Never learn how to surf in paradise, because then you come to California and you're like, this is not. But it's actually, liquid skin is incredibly useful when you got injured and we're going to go in the water later. Now I have since learned that it like makes burns disappear, and just it's so amazing. I
totally burned my 2 fingers like just 2 days ago, picking up a pan without using a pot holder, and yeah, it's like they totally didn't hurt anything. It doesn't hurt anymore. I can feel it being slightly swollen, but that's it. So
that is a combination.
And normally I would just use super glue. But Carlin's like, it's got cyanide in it.
Maybe. Yes, it does work on abrasions. It doesn't not hurt. Just keep in mind, it doesn't not hurt.
It's got some antiseptic in it as well to help kill the bugs.
It has antiseptic to kill the bugs. It has clove oil in it to kill the pain eventually. But when it first goes on, it stings. If you've got a open cut. If you had if you sheared off like a ton of skin, it may or may not be recommended over like that much surface area. But
not recommended for sucking chest wounds or severed limbs.
But I put it on some pretty big cuts. It doesn't provide any cushion, so like a Band-Aid provides cushion. Another thing that a Band-Aid does is it makes you not look at your sort of healing pussy like cut. And so if you're squeamish about seeing like the healing process, well, like it may not be like.
That actually sounds kind of fascinating.
Like yeah, for some people,
And it didn't regrow my finger, but that's okay because I can just pull it off.
Yeah, if you're feeling demure, you might still need a Band-Aid for modesty purposes as you heal. But
modesty Band-Aid.
Yeah. And also, if you're still working in the shop type of thing, putting a Band-Aid over it is actually better for just cushioning as well. I have been known to use liquid Band-Aid and then put a Band-Aid over it because the liquid Band-Aid, I think, does a better job of healing the abrasion than a regular Band-Aid does. Anyway, that's my.
Gotcha.
Cool. How about you, Barb?
My next one is not actually a. I mean, you could argue that it's for not for health, but for mental health.
Ooh.
Googly eyes, folks.
Awesome. Yeah. The multi-pack of googly eyes.
A multi-pack of hundreds of googly eyes so that you can put them on everything. This was the beginning of my quarantine, was just putting googly eyes on things every single day.
Excellent.
Amazing.
And it actually kind of helped my brain a little bit in that transition period. But yeah, like, I mean, when you have hundreds of self-adhesive googly eyes, you don't feel afraid to use hundreds of self-adhesive googly eyes. You're kind of required to.
Yeah, if you've got them, you got to use them.
I mean, like, otherwise you're just the idiot with a completely full thing of self-adhesive googly eyes.
I mean, come on.
I mean, speaking of which, 4 eyes is like not enough. So it's I didn't have anything right here that had googly eyes on it. No, I do, but not that I can pick up and show you. Okay, wait. It's a vise. It's attached to my table. Okay. There we go.
Oh, excellent.
Ah, nice. 6 eyes. You're becoming spidery.
Right.
Googly eyes. You get those really big ones.
Thank you. Well, I've got this big. I don't have like super big.
Those are pretty big. Wow.
I know. They're pretty.
Who was it that did the 3D printable googly eyes?
What? There's 3D printable googly eyes?
Yeah.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
To make
all right.
Eyes.
Stream's on pause.
Let's see if I can find Is it Sherilyn?
I don't know.
I mean, Lenore of Evil Med Science has the express lock on a lot of big googly eye things, but
yeah.
Here it is.
Lenore doesn't fit in my I can't fit Lenore in my shoe, in my stocking.
Okay. I'm putting it in the private chat. I think someone's gonna have to fix it over to Twitch.
Chardane. Oh, Charlotte. Oh, Charlene.
Yeah.
Put it in the. You get that, Todd?
I can do that. Yep. Okay. I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Those are evidence of a 3D printed googly eye.
Whoa, that's awesome.
3D printed googly eye. Oh, should I pull this up?
Oh yeah.
So that we can actually.
A little video. Oh, and it's really adorable too. I didn't realize that was a 3D printed googly eye.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ah.
Ah.
Yeah.
How is it?
So good. So good.
That's cool. I was gonna say I'm just gonna make one right now. Cool.
All right, Todd, you gotta sneak your last one in.
All right. Oh
Are
shit.
these our last ones?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would.
I know we're running low on time.
So we'll
Yeah.
see.
All right. Hold on. I gotta get the visual aid here.
Gotta get.
So.
Okay.
All right, so I do a lot of silly USB stuff. So my thanks for existing is this USB power meter. Let me see if I can zoom in. Shoop. And it tells you the voltage and current of whatever it is you've got plugged in. And so let me hold on here. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Maybe. Oh. What? Shoot.
Full screen. Todd's
Sorry. Sorry.
That's fine. You do your blurry face as much as you like. I just won't make everybody watch only your blurry face.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, here we go. All right.
Really great.
All right.
They're a really good instructional tool. Like if you're working with students to like
Why
show
is it
them
not
about
focusing? Here we go. So this is a little blink one, and it's doing a bunch of different colors, and you can see what the voltage is at the blink one and how much current it's drawing. And it's interesting because normally USB is over 5 volts, but why is this under 5 volts? And that's because this cable is a really cheap cable. I mean, it's one of the cables we sell, but it's useful for when you're debugging random little USB things, and they're like $10, whatever. And so I have one of these in my laptop bag and a bunch around here and stuff like this. So USB power meter, very handy.
Excellent.
No full screen. I'm done.
Boom. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, so I have to upvote those as well. I use those sometimes when I've been teaching and to like show the students about current draw, like when they turn on the thing that their Arduino is driving versus when they don't, like why something maybe shouldn't be driven from their laptop or computer USB port, or the lab's computer USB port. And so they're really actually like really handy to have around, and I think really instructional. To learn to get a sense of like how much a circuit draws at any given moment, like what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
To start have a
and everyone kind of understands USB,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Oops, sorry.
Matt, Todd's laptop bag. I find Matt's like a really useful person to travel with. Actually, like he's made me. It's really kind of embarrassing. He's made me a bit sloppy. I used to be like pretty great about what I put in my bag, and now.
Oh, you need USB cable? I got all the USB cables you could have.
It's really. Yes, he's useful. He's useful.
USB Ethernet adapter? I got you.
So
yes, but
Sharpie with retractable.
But do you have 1,000 googly eyes, Todd?
I do not.
Yeah,
cardboard googly eye.
I have none of those things. That's amazing.
I didn't make the holes quite big enough. It's not googling too much. That very well. I can fix it.
Oh no.
W.
Carve eyes.
Your eyes. I make your eyes. That's pretty great. I think we should have a googly eye making class at Crashbase.
Yes, we should.
In 2021.
Wait, Todd, did you just say the word should?
No, I said Barb will have a
We are recording this, friend.
No.
Playback. I think we can be the collaborative research society like to be, and maybe we can have a group workshop.
No, I said shed. Like bike shed.
Yeah.
The bike shed exists. The Googly Eye Class workshop does not yet.
Happy solstice plus 4 days to you too. And whatever else is happening today.
Yeah.
Do some, and because we didn't actually talk about it, if you haven't seen it, know that octopuses punch fish.
We didn't.
Should I have it? Do you want? Should I show it really fast?
I think it's worth running over for.
Okay. So, do you want to introduce this?
Okay. So Wednesday during the day, I found out a factoid that for some reason just like rendered me like hilarious. So apparently, spontaneously, octopuses will just like punch a fish. This is like going up, like they just punch a fish. It ends up like being like a thing, like they're in, but it's just sort of the concept of like in my head it was that an octopus would just like swim up to a fish and punch it, which is not exactly what's happening out of like nowhere. But in my head, octopuses were just swimming up to fishes and punching them, which is like fit my mood perfectly. I can relate to the octopus just swimming up to a fish and punching it. And I think a lot of the internet agreed, and I told Barb and Todd about that, especially since Nixie, Barb is building a robot octopus. And she's taking it to a whole another level.
Because, as part of this paper, which you should read, they refer to it as active displacement. And yeah, we were laughing real hard at active displacement.
Yeah, so actively displace the fish.
Yeah. They just kept referring to as active displacement. So I made an active displacement action word thing, and it is actually on the Redbubbles in case you feel like you need to stick it on your body, or on a sticker. Probably nobody ever will, but I had to make the thing because we were laughing too hard.
It's just like one of those like precision terms that they like actively displaced the fish. You're just like
this was like the exact like phrase though. It was like, and about this, refer to this active displacement. It's like, oh
octopus punch.
Punch.
Octopuses are like in the ocean. They're getting a little punchy.
That wasn't worth the. Sorry, that wasn't worth the that sound. But
don't make me actively displace you.
Active displacement.
Excellent. Well, we're gonna, I guess, actively displace ourselves. And honestly, thank everyone for existing. Both. Thank you.
Thank you for existing. Have a good rest of your.
We're so close, people. We're so close.
We're so close to just having another number to complain about. But no, we're close to maybe almost being close.
Next week at this time, it will no longer be 2020. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. What? Next week at this time, it will be January 1st, 2021.
Next week at this time, we'll be here though, right?
I think so.
Oh, that's right.
New Year's
2020,
Day.
2020 eventually ends.
It's in theory. Okay, let's not.
Okay, we're going to put that theory to test next Friday at 5:30.
It's still March though.
I know. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna check. We're gonna like do all of the research between now and then, Todd. We will find out.
All right, I need more whiskey for this concept.
All right.
Okay. Have a great holidays and a good rest of
Happy
your 2020.
holidays.
Cheers.